All right, welcome back to day 2 of the Content and Conversion Summit. I hope that you got massive value from day 1. I hope that you're ready to take notes and eliminate all distractions. Because remember, you're just one of these strategies away from implementing to get a big breakthrough in your business. It could be more followers, it could be more friend requests, it could be more leads, more sales, more team members, more excitement in the team, more excitement in your own business, right? And just obviously knowing more and growing up and leveling up with your network marketing business. So in today's kind of a summit, I really want to talk to you about, we're going to cover LinkedIn, we're going to cover TikTok. We're also going to be covering how to generate leads using Instagram or Facebook, right? And I'm also going to cover Facebook groups. So we've got a lot to cover today. Day 2 is a big one. All of day 2 speakers, apart from myself, are women who are absolutely crushing it in their network marketing business, and I cannot wait to be able to go over to those interviews and share with you more. Before I do that, for those of you who've been able to engage in the Facebook group, I just want to say it's been awesome seeing your big takeaways, your bingo moment. Takeaways meaning like what you've learned, not like your pizza delivery and your Chinese takeaway, but your bingo moments, your takeaways, your lessons learned. It's been so awesome seeing that. And for those of you who've reached out to me and told me that you've got your all access pass, massive congratulations. It's been super cool to see that, and I'm telling you, the value that you're going to get in that is going to be, I'm smiling because I know you're going to be smiling. It's amazing. Before we go into this, I want to give you a little dare, right? And I know I gave you a dare yesterday to do an Instagram reel, a Facebook live, or your reintroduction post, and it's been great seeing some of them. But I'm going to give you a dare right now to get your phone out and do an Instagram story to tell the world that you're doing this Content and Conversion Summit right now. Right? Just take a screenshot or do a boomerang or do a little video, whatever you want to do. And some of you have already been doing it because you know what you're doing on the Instagram story game. But just let people know that you're leveling up. Make sure you tag me in it. Every single person who tags me in a video will actually get, everyone who tags me in an Instagram story will actually get a message from me as well. So maybe we can chat and I can see what your big bingo moments was as well. But yeah, let's move into this. I'm really excited. I want you to do as much as you can. I kind of want to overwhelm you with ideas because I know of the 16 strategies from other people and maybe the 4 or 5 that I share with you, I just know that you will take 1, 2, or 3 of them, which will completely revolutionize your business. But you need to know them all to see which ones stand out, right? So yesterday, in fact, you can let me know, what was your favorite one from yesterday? Was it the Instagram Reels, Facebook live video, group chats, or the reintroduction posts? Right? Feel free to let me and the rest of you guys know. All right. Woo, let's go. All right, so I want to introduce you to the first interview speaker of today. It's Megan George. She's amazing. She's up and coming superstar in the network marketing profession, who's recently been using, I think in the last 9 to 12 months, has been recently using TikTok to generate leads and get a ridiculous number of customer orders. I'm talking 100 plus new customer orders every single month for the last 3 or 4 months it's been, right? Just imagine that. Just think about it for 1 minute. How much would having 100 customers a year in your network marketing business mean to you? She's doing it every single month. I cannot wait to see what you guys think of her. She's amazing. I could have interviewed her for hours and hours and hours. So let's play the interview of Megan George. All right, Megan, so how are you doing?
I'm good. How are you?
I am amazing. Thank you. So by the way, guys, for all of you watching on here, I messed up with the time zones and I'm like an hour late to this meeting. So sorry, Megan. I appreciate you. I really do. So Megan, you are killing it on TikTok. And I would love to just kind of pick your brains and see how you're really doing it if you're open to that.
Yeah, of course, for sure.
Awesome. So how long have you been focusing using TikTok to grow your business?
I started on TikTok a little over a year ago, and I would say really bought into using TikTok probably 9 months ago. When I first started, I hated it. So I was not about it at all. I just started the account because our leaders said that we should.
And why did you hate it originally? Because I did too.
I think I just thought like this is for kids. It's not really like I'm not one to dance. Like this is going to be a whole nother side of me that I don't know if I'm willing to like put out there and like let my guard down and be goofy. So I think that it really just scared me.
Hey, I feel you. I'm the same. Even now, like I've heard of all these amazing stories, and even now I'm like, no. Anyway, so in those 9 months, what have you been able to accomplish in terms of maybe like leads or sales or like business builders?
So with leads, I mean, I'm definitely getting more leads from TikTok than any other social media platform right now.
Wow.
Finding a lot of people, like even with getting them over to Instagram and Facebook, finding that a lot more people are on TikTok more. They have Facebook and Instagram accounts, but they're scrolling on TikTok more. So I'm getting their attention on TikTok and then able to talk to more people on Instagram and Facebook. And definitely kicking butt with new customers from TikTok. So, getting at least 100 new customers a month from the lead generation that's happening there.
And these are customers like, let's just clarify, because some people out there listening are thinking like, yeah, but it's free customers. Like, how much is the average customer paying to be a customer with you?
Most of them are starting with a kit that costs around $99 plus then like shipping and tax.
In a month? In 1 month?
Yes.
You're a beast. All right. So guys, for those of you watching, I'm now going to ask the questions that you're probably thinking. And probably the big one is, how? So what are you, that's mad. Congrats. You're awesome. Legend alert over here. So what are you posting? Like, what are you posting to get these leads? Is it dance, fun, value, here's my product? Or are you mainly just going, right, screw it, product? What are you sort of posting?
So definitely not all product. I like to post more value. I think the more value that you give, the more you're going to get out of your business. And so I like to give keto tips. I like to give recipes. I like to show people what's working for me in my life. I also talk a lot on there about like my journey with fertility and opening up about trying to conceive and the miscarriages that I've had. I want to be someone that people can relate to and just think of as that girl's my friend on the internet and build that connection with them. So I'm trying to show all these different sides of me. Mm-hmm. I will do a lot of my videos that give value to the like top trending sounds. And sometimes I'll do the fun dance with it and just put the words on there of what the value is that I have to give.
Okay, so the value is with like obviously the recipes. Is your like, what's your TikTok handle? Like,
it's Mega Lazy Keto.
Okay, so it's very obvious that you're a big fan of keto. You do the keto recipes. You share the journey. You share your life journey, which is away from keto, right? So you've got keto as one core. You've got the obviously journey to having kids is another core. Do you mention your business a lot, or is it just like, or do you mainly just talk about the products?
I definitely sprinkle business in there. So before this, I was working in corporate America in HR. I actually started this business while working in corporate America and built this business in the cracks of my day, like you teach in your book, with toilet time and all of the things, is what got me by. And then I was able to quit my job this last March. So just a few months back. And Yeah, it's been crazy, but I definitely talk about that a lot because when I first started this business, I was not a fan of network marketing, but
Right.
it's because I didn't know what it actually was. I just heard people's opinions about it and then formed my opinion.
Mhm.
So I like to educate about what the industry is because it's given me time freedom that I didn't know was possible.
I love that. It's so good. I can see it's so funny because you can see your sincerity as well. Like it's really amazing. So I like to look at what you just described as a cupcake. Now, some people like them, some people love them, some people are like, yeah, whatever. But a cupcake is the main body of it is the content, like the keto recipes. Now, some people find it boring. You might not necessarily buy the cupcake because of the actual cupcake itself. It's the sprinkles, it's the icing that makes it look all great, right? But the actual body of a cupcake's like, yeah, whatever. Nah. That's the quote. So in your example, that's your kind of keto recipes. Uh, the kind of icing on top is then your life. So then you're showing your journey about having kids and like your life in whole. So now people are like, oh, well, let's see how she's living her life. Like, let's see what she's got going on. And then the sprinkles are obviously you mentioning your products and your business. So when it comes to that, what sort of things are you posting to get so many sales and customers? Like, do you have a certain go-to post? Is it like my secret weapon? Is it like three reasons why you need to be using this? Like, what are you doing?
So really, what worked for me was lazy keto because of the product that I use. And so I that's really the first thing that's ever helped me like with getting healthy. And so I talk about that a lot. So I pretty much do the same video to a different sound every single week, talking about the cheat sheets that I used on my journey that basically tell you what you can eat, what you have to stay away from, and what you can have in moderation. So I talk about basically my story in a 60-second or 30-second blurb with writing to a trending sound at least once a week, if not more. And then open up that conversation about the product that we have. And then I also will actually talk about the product on my lives. So I will post a video, and then right after posting the video, so I go and I show love on my For You page, and then show love to my followers, post a video, and then go live on TikTok and just talk about the product nonstop. So when I first started going live on there, there was nobody on. My husband actually said to my parents a couple weeks ago, whenever we were talking about my TikTok, he's like, yeah, I never knew if she was actually talking to people or just talking to the wall in her office for the longest time. So I would just answer questions that were frequently asked questions about the product. So I would just rattle them off and just keep talking. And some people just started catching on and they would join, and then they started asking questions and just stuck with it. And so that's where I talk the most about the product, is really on my lives.
So that's where you talk most on the lives. And do you get most sales from the lives? Do you get the most amount of sales from the lives?
Yes.
So what are you saying what are you saying in order to get someone to basically ask for more information? Is there something, are you saying like drop a comment or send me an inbox or message me on Instagram or send an email or send me a MySpace message? Like what are you saying?
So lots of calls to action, and they're all different, but like for the cheat sheet video, I have them drop lazy in the comments, which I think catches people's attention the most. Because when you think about any sort of diet, you're not thinking lazy. And I think people like that idea. So that's my call to action with that. I also have started using closed captions on a lot of my TikToks. So if you have that feature, I would highly recommend using it. Because I put my Facebook name literally spelled out in the closed captions so that they can go and type that into Facebook and find me. And I put my maiden name in my Facebook. I've left it there on purpose because it's unique compared to my real name.
Right.
And so I'll do that. I will tell them to find me on Instagram in one video, Facebook the next, but every single video has some sort of call to action to comment, find me on Facebook, message me on Instagram, comment biz if you want to join the team, comment lazy if you want the cheat sheets, comment 31 if you want the discount on our starter system. So tons of calls to action.
So then you know exactly what they want, right? They say lazy, you give them one thing. They say 31, you give them another thing. So this is you're a beast first and foremost. You're a beast first and foremost. Is when you say 100 customers in a month, is that like, are you starting to see some sort of predictability with that in terms of like, well, you know, April was 100, May was 100, June's, you know, going on 100, or is it kind of like, is it doing this? Is it doing this? Is it doing this? What are you starting to see in like the numbers of customers that you're getting from your TikTok efforts?
So it's been a steady 100 since I think March. So when I quit my job, I said, I'm going harder on this. Like, I'm not quitting to stay at the same income level. Like, it's nice, but I want more. And so that's when I really started doing 3 TikToks a day and a live on there like every single day. I think I've missed a couple due to like health things, but I've gone live every single day. And it's been 100 customers since then. Now this month it's tracking to be 125, but I'm also trying to do more and more and more. So now I'm doing 2 TikTok lives a day. Nice. To try to increase that.
So on TikTok, you're pretty much feeling that the more content you do, the more customers you're on track to getting.
Absolutely. Like I think the key is that TikTok is a scroll hole. Like you could scroll on there all day. The more content you do, the more you're increasing your chances of being on their For You page. And then they can go down your scroll hole is what I call it. Because when you start responding to comments with videos and you start like doing live events and scheduling those and just the more content that you do, they can go down your scroll hole and figure out who you are and get to know you.
Yeah, that's so true. And I absolutely love it. And you know what? It's crazy to have 125 tracking, right? Tracking to get 125 this month. And you're going to crush that. So in June, which historically in our marketing is a lower month. Why? Because most people are thinking holidays, I've got to keep the money to book a holiday, book a holiday for the kids. Some people obviously thinking about getting in shape, but others are thinking, oh, it's too late. Like I'm never going to have the body that I want in my holiday in the next 2 months, whatever. So they'll wait as well. So this is gold. So what I want to do is I really want to ask you about what you do when you get that person who comments lazy or 31, or they message you. Are you cool for that?
Yeah.
All right, so that was absolutely incredible. Megan is a superstar, super humble, normal person as well. Just decided to make an extraordinary life for herself, especially with TikTok. It's crazy. And she was saying as well that like TikTok is now the biggest platform that she'll kind of generate leads from. Like think about it. You've been on Facebook for years. You've been on Instagram for maybe 1, 2, 3 years. You've been on TikTok less than a year, and TikTok's the one that's absolutely crushing it for her. So I want to actually share with you how to post your very first TikTok, and it's crazy because it's very, very similar to Instagram Reels. And then we'll kind of come back. Sorry, we'll do this after I mention this. So obviously, you could probably tell from the interview that I was buzzing to keep talking to Megan, and I had quite a lengthy conversation with her after I interviewed her. And then I interviewed her again for the All Access Pass, where we covered what do you do when someone actually comments on a post that you make. So when she gets this post come in, and when she makes the post, she sees the comments. What is she actually doing next to be able to get the sale? And I asked her in detail. Her answers are awesome. How do you grow the following so fast? Like, how did you get to like tens and tens and tens of thousands of people following you so quickly? And how are you able to get someone? Because TikTok Messenger sucks. It's like, it's not great. So how do you get, and like, you know, systems on TikTok, you got an ad tag message Facebook group, or you use the Messenger or story highlights on Instagram. So how are you getting someone from TikTok onto your Facebook group? How are you getting from someone from TikTok onto Instagram? And there's an exact art to it. So we cover that in the All Access Pass. Again, the link will be down below. It's fraserbrooks.com/all-access-pass. Go ahead and get that. It's a steal. It's a bargain. You'll know what I mean when you've got it, right? And when you look into it a little bit more. Okay, so I'm going to share my screen with you. I hope. Yeah. Technical issues, they come from time to time, so please bear with me. All right, so you're going to go onto TikTok. Okay, and you're going to hit the plus sign.
Still not on.
It's still not on. All right, let's get it. Are we on now?
Yeah.
All right, we're good. Woo! All right, we're on. All right, so let's start that one again. So we're on TikTok. And you'll see the plus sign, bottom middle this time. And now we're on the camera. See how similar that was to Instagram Reels. Now again, the speed is in the top right here. You can see it here. We're going to click on that. That's ×1. It just means it's a normal video. But the timer is here as well. So if you want to, we could do a 3-second countdown or a 10-second countdown, right? And then you can see across the bottom, we've got 60 seconds or 15 seconds. Now, you might be thinking, what do I do if I want a 30 second? We'll just do a 60 second and just don't use all 60 seconds. All right? So let's say we're going to do a 60 second one. I can upload a video that I've already recorded. So let's say you do an Instagram reel, you save the Instagram reel, and then you just press upload and you find it in your camera roll and post it. Very, very, very easy. So in this example, let's use a countdown timer, a 3-second countdown timer. Start countdown. All right, I want to share with you 3 top tips on how to use TikTok to grow your business. Right? This time I'm going to press and hold that middle button. Top 1. Top 1 or tip 1? Close your wardrobe before you go live. Tip 2, see if Jimmy's actually paying attention by saying, Jimmy! Oh. Tip 3, don't zoom in too close.
Tip 4.
Tip 4, I can't seem to zoom back out. And that was nothing to do with TikTok, but I hope you got some sort of value from that. Right? So, now, there we go. Now, I can press the tick, and I can add text. Very, 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 hey legends, right? Very, 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 very similar to how you, very similar to how you would do an Instagram reel. Again, for those of you who just kind of want to just focus on Instagram reels, this is what I'll tell you. I'm just gonna take this off now. For those of you who use Instagram reels, tip 3. Oh, there we go. For those of you who use Instagram reels, I would highly, highly, highly encourage you to have a TikTok account as well and just put the Instagram Reels onto TikTok. They're the same thing basically, so why not put it on 2 different platforms, right? It's just like, in my opinion, when you're going live on Facebook, you should also be getting an iPad or another phone or a partner's phone and going live on Facebook and on Instagram at the same time. These days, we live in a world where you should be on multiple platforms. Putting all your eggs in one basket or mastering one platform before you move on to the next, I don't advise it anymore. You should be on all of them and figure it out. If you want to have a serious income from social media, you need to treat it seriously. Okay? So that's how you use TikTok. Again, Megan discussed more about what she actually does and how she actually uses it, but it's the same thing. It's take a video, add some text onto it, and then obviously add a caption, hashtags, choose the cover, just like Instagram Reels, and press post. Okay. So now what I want to do, and again, we're sharing a lot of different content and conversion strategies here. And what I want to do now is I want to move on to a platform that is very, very, very underused, but it's absolutely incredible, and that is LinkedIn. So if you're someone out there who maybe has a corporate background, who has a profession, has a background in different things, or you want to connect with maybe higher level people, you want to connect with people in businesses, whatever it might be, LinkedIn is amazing and it's super, super direct. So obviously when I was kind of making the list of speakers, I was thinking about who could teach LinkedIn. And I thought of my friend, Angela Martini, Inner Circle member, who's based over in Canada. And I thought Angela could share her exact strategy on how she's setting like 3 to 10 appointments every single week using LinkedIn and converting them like crazy, right? So I want to share this with you, how she's using it, and then we're going to come back and I want to give you a tutorial on something she mentions. All right, let's go and share the interview that I did with Angela Martini. All right, Angela, so how are you?
I'm good. It just got me right off a workout, so still sweaty, but good to go.
Well, hey, I appreciate you, and thanks so much for this. So when I'm obviously putting together these events, I'm looking at, right, okay, we got Instagram, we got Facebook, we got ads, we got YouTube, we got automation, we got groups, we got reels, we got stories. What about LinkedIn? LinkedIn's so underutilized, which is a great thing. But after this summit, a lot of people will be going on to LinkedIn, and you're the person I think about because you're the one who is just consistently generating leads, generating conversations, and therefore generating sales from LinkedIn. So what are you doing? What's your kind of LinkedIn strategy to be able to kind of generate leads and therefore sales?
So first and foremost, I love LinkedIn because on LinkedIn, you're talking to people that are already business people. People are, the average income on LinkedIn is people have $100,000 a year roughly on LinkedIn versus Facebook and other channels. Not that that's not great, but, I'm just more focused on people that are a little bit more business minded. And people on LinkedIn, what I find is are open to business conversations. I know through COVID time, LinkedIn Messenger conversations have gone up tremendously. I think over 100%. People are in Messenger. People are used to it. What I love about LinkedIn is I can do very targeted searches. I can look for people in a specific area of expertise. I can look, for instance, for myself, and I have a background in fitness. I have a background as a fitness instructor. So I can just go look for a bunch of fitness instructors. I already know their pain. I know their life, right? We have instant connection. So that's why I like LinkedIn, because I can do very targeted searches. I can already check out their profile. That from there, I often go over to social media and kind of check them out because we're much more likely to find people that we want to work with, either customers or partners, if we are going to have some things in common, right? And I have a certain list of people I look for. What would be an ideal partner in business? What would be an ideal customer for what I have solutions for? So that's why I love LinkedIn. So for me, it's the search function. I can targetedly search. I'm finding that in the last year, the response rate on messages in LinkedIn has really gone up. So I'm not just kind of shooting blanks, right? I know most people are professional on there and they're actually going to respond. So it's very cool. It's a little bit more transactional. Like you don't have to do a lot of chitty chatty, right? You can just get right to the point. And I usually reach out to those people. I have a couple opening messages that have been very successful. I tested a bunch of things. When people start responding, we go into a conversation. We don't have to chit chat back and forth. We pretty much can get down to nitty gritty fairly fast. And then my next step is to get them actually on into my Calendly through a Calendly link. On my Calendly, I've set up a specific, discovery call for LinkedIn, and people just have to fill it out. When they do that, Calendly actually sends them a couple of questions. So with that, I've already have sort of pre-qualified things going on. I already have something to hone in on. I know right away when someone answers those questions, they're at a different interest level, right? They're already taking the next step. They're just not like, oh, let's see what I can, what this is. They've taken the time, they thought about it, and we already have a conversation starter. So from that, I of course have a specific system. I take them through. I do, exactly what you do. I get to know them. I fan them, and here we go, right? create some connection. I come to the call very prepared. I have a couple set up today actually, and I've already checked these people out on social media. I already gonna know 4 or 5 things about them that we have in common, and easily create connections, take them down the list. And it's so easy at the moment in this time in history to say, well, how are you doing? How has this affected you? What's going on? You know what I mean? It just creates instant connection. And then I take them down my question system. I really do control that conversation.
Nice.
And away we go, right? And most of the time, I would say 9 out of 10, I have an opportunity to send, with permission, send information. So I love it.
So when I'd love to be able to break these parts down, which I think it's amazing that you're doing this. So when it comes to the finding part, are you just going, right, my avatar, I'm a fitness professional, I was a fitness instructor, I need to look for other fitness instructors? Or are you of the mindset of like, right, entrepreneur, restaurant owners, car dealership, I don't know, employees? Like, who are you really targeting? Are you targeting people who match your target audience?
I target people that match my target audience, and it's also a little bit obviously specific to the products that I sell, right? So depending on what area of network marketing that you're in, direct sales that you're in, you can target obviously to your avatar. So right now we have a new product launch coming up in a month, and that's going to be very much targeted to the beauty industry. Right? So that's my next target, is I'm going to find business owners in the beauty industry. I mean, they've been hit hard, right? Just like fitness instructors, they've been hit hard. A lot of them very open for the first time, or more open to realizing, wow, what happens when I don't have any source of revenue, right? And I have no control over whether my business is going to be open or closed.
And can you search, like, for example, beauty in Munich, Germany, beauty in London, UK, right? So you can search for the profession or the word in a certain location, right?
Yes, you can, which is phenomenal, because and then you can go down then you can filter it down, and that's really exciting because sometimes it's fun to just sort of create a buzz or create a community in one area, right? So right now I live in Canada, but I'm Austrian, and so my next goal is to grow a larger team in the German-speaking market. So I've been specifically honing in on that market. So it's really awesome, actually. And immediately you have a connection. Hey, I'm from that area. I'm close by, right? It's always about that connection. And when you say it best, Fraser, you turn strangers into friends and friends into family.
That's right.
So that's the goal.
That's all it is. That's all it is, really. So there is a lot of stuff going on behind me, so I don't know what's going to be going on. There'll be builders and all sorts. It's kind of an interesting situation. But all right, so you found this person. You can connect with them. Obviously, the connections situation in LinkedIn is a little bit different, right? Because as soon as you press connect, you kind of connected, and it's all done with the whole levels thing. So, what are the messages that you've seen work for you? So let's say that you find me. Let's say I'm a beauty salon owner. I don't own a beauty salon, but let's say I do, and I'm based in the market that you want to build in. You found me. You hit that connect button, and then you send me a message. On Facebook, Instagram, it's more like your intention is for the connection, right? So like, hey Angela, like I saw that you were a beauty salon owner. Would love to connect with you. How are you? From my understanding of LinkedIn, it's maybe a little bit different, or a little bit more direct, or a little bit more structured. What script have you found worked well for you on LinkedIn?
So I've got a couple different ones, and one that at the moment has worked really well for me is to say, like, thanks for joining my network. And I usually have a tiny little piece that is like, hey, that is a little bit personal. There's something about a connection. Say, I grew up not that far from where you live, or I've experienced like in your industry. So, for instance, I'm also a dental hygienist by profession. I practiced for many years in that profession. I say, I'm a former dental hygienist. So then immediately go, oh, she's one of us, right? Or if it's a fitness person, I'll say, I spent 4 decades in the industry, and man, how's it, and right now at COVID, I found it a little bit different because people are open to more personal stuff. Like people are just different, right? It's connected us all in such a different way that I found that it's like more human, right? People are just like immediately have a better connection. And then I typically, my thing is I usually say, hey, I really like to deep dive with all of my connections, and I want to know who in my network might be of value to you. So I offer value. And people typically don't turn that down. I think it's a fresh approach because a lot of people don't offer anything. It's like either you get spam with the links, or it's like, oh, sorry, someone's making a shake at my house. Stuff's happening at my house too. Stuff is happening at my house.
Real life world. I love it.
I find that people have actually sent me notices back and say, wow, that's a really great approach. I have not been approached like this. Or, this really great coming from a place of service, and it opens a person up to going, oh, what do they want? What do they want to sell? So service first with that in mind. And most people will go and they kind of find something that we can connect on because I've already touched on it. And then they're like, oh, okay, so maybe she's got something for me. What's in it for me, right?
Always.
And that opens the door. And
it's funny that we always say the person who gives the most value wins, and you're giving value. I remember when I was building on LinkedIn, and I must say I didn't use it as consistently as I should have. I wish I did, because that was in, I think, 2012, maybe. And I recruited a bunch of really good people. I probably thought that they were going to do better than they did, but a lot of them did really well anyway. But the script that I used was something like, and it was a while ago, so I can't remember exactly, but hey, Bob, I noticed that you are a restaurant owner. I'm currently helping restaurant owners earn an additional income. Would love to see how I could help you too. Would you be open to having a quick chat with me? So I love that. That's similar to what you're basically. It's the same thing, right? Like I see you're doing this. I want to be able to help, and you're offering, like you're saying, I want to see if I can help you, or I have a connection or someone in my network who can help you. Because that's what LinkedIn is, isn't it? It's just a networking group, like it all is.
Absolutely. It's a networking group. And people are very much, what I love about it, and this maybe takes it to the next step, people are open to setting appointments, because isn't this where we always fall down in network marketing, right? It's that's the step. A lot of people can open up the door, but they don't ever get to that place where they set the appointment. And that's the deciding piece. Like that's the piece, right? I mean, you can be all day out there putting messages out there. It doesn't matter how great the script is, but you got to get to a place where you set the appointment.
Yeah, and I think there's a saying, more meetings means more money. Whether it's a 1-to-1, 2-to-1, small meeting, big meeting, huge convention, more meetings means more money. And as you said, you got 2 today. Like you got 2 today, 1 tomorrow, 3 the next day, none the next day, 1 the next day, 1 the next day, 5. You're going to be making a lot more moves and more momentum in your company, and your leaders are going to spot you more because you're hustling, you're out there crushing it. And you're going to get so much skill from speaking to people, not just from an emotional intelligence point of view, but also knowing what works, what doesn't work, what to drop, what to put in, what to do. So you sent that message to me, and I'm like, hey, Angela, doing real good, thanks. Like, what sort of responses are you getting? Are you getting people saying like, yeah, Angela, no time for that. Yeah, Angela, let's do it. Yeah, Angela, like, how can you help me? Hey, Angela, what's the catch? Hey, Angela, what's in it for you? What sort of response are you finding that you're getting?
I find that LinkedIn messages are either people don't respond at all, and that's normal, right? Or people go, wow, that sounds interesting. Like I said, sometimes people will say, this is an interesting approach. I really like this approach. Or people start chatting with me, or people immediately put their phone number in. That's happened to me many times. Like they immediately say, okay, what's the phone number? I'm like, wow, this is exciting. And then typically, I work with the Calendly system because I want them to book themselves into a specific time spot. I want it to be a professional appointment. And that's the other piece I like about LinkedIn, right? Like on social media, I love it. I love it. I love it on Facebook, and I do great on Facebook. But what I find is sometimes it's just like chitty chatty, and then no commitment, right? Or it just goes on for too long. And here I can just go very quickly to setting the appointment. And they kind of put the thumb in and say, you know what, hey, I made it very easy. So my script is for Calendly, and Calendly is just a free booking system. You can just set up, one specific spot, maybe a 15-minute slot, right? That you can set up for yourself. And I just go, listen, I made it really easy for you. Just choose a time that works for you and I. Done. And then I wait. And then I will say every week, depending obviously on how many of those I put out there a week, every week I have between 3 and 5, sometimes 10 appointments. Whoa. It's been really it's been unbelievable because, and I will tell you one thing, this is interesting. This I found really interesting. And I think it's very LinkedIn specific. Sometimes something goes sideways, or I had this one time the Calendly just wasn't working right, and I wasn't getting the notifications. Somehow the emails that people book themselves in or whatever, and people said, hello, you missed the appointment. Like, people actually are angry that I missed the appointment. So where does that ever happen? Right?
Oh, man. Imagine that, like, please, I'm dying for the information.
Right?
So
yeah.
So that's amazing. When you said that you know off the top of your head 2 questions that you get Calendly to ask? Because you mentioned when people book an appointment, it asks them a question. I'm real curious as to what those 2 questions are that helps you kind of qualify.
Yeah. So one of the questions is, what are you looking for? What are you looking for in the next 90 days in your business?
Nice.
What are you looking for in the next 90 days in your business? What support do you need in the next 90 days in your business? And then sometimes, and then the second question is, what is your ideal customer? What's your ideal customer? How can I support you with your ideal customer? What's a perfect connection for you?
That's awesome.
Because that's what people want, like on LinkedIn, is like, who can you connect me to, right? Who's like that next person that you can connect me to? So I'm very specific on my LinkedIn too. Right now, Fraser got very tight on my avatar on LinkedIn. Like, I'm specifically speaking to women. That's my choice at the moment. I just got tired of getting like, all kinds of messages on there. And so now people are, I'm like, hey,
I think a lot of people can relate, Angela. I think this is great. And I think for the people listening out there who are maybe like, you know what, I've been using Facebook for years and years and years. I get some stuff, but I'd like it to be a little bit more direct and to the point, and speak to people a little more serious. Maybe they're a fitness instructor, or maybe they're used to be a dentist, or used to be a nurse, or used to have some profession. I mean, I still think being a housewife is a profession, or being a mom is a big time profession. But like, LinkedIn is just full of people who are just, as you said, $100,000 like a year is like the kind of average kind of income. So, hey, I really appreciate this kind of bird's eye view of the whole finding someone, seeing if they're open to jumping on a call, and then the booking process using Calendly. And I just want to say a massive thank you to you for joining us. All right, so that was awesome. I mean, I love LinkedIn. I remember recruiting a bunch of people when I was building my business, and I just think it's a great way for you to not just generate new leads and different type of leads, but in order to get the confidence as well to actually speaking to someone on the phone. We live in a day and age now where it's like, I don't want to speak on the phone, I want to text everything. But some people may be playing at a higher level. They don't want to do business with people unless they actually speak to someone. So it's very, very important. So obviously I couldn't stop things there with Angela. I spoke to her after. I said, hey, Angela, would you be cool if you shared with me the exact steps and scripts and questions that you ask when you're on the call with people? And she said, yeah, sure. So we hit record, we recorded it, and obviously that is available as one of the 3 parts in the All Access Pass, along with the lifetime recordings of the Content and Conversion Summit, all 5 days, and also the Social Media Bootcamp, which is absolutely incredible. You can't get access to these anywhere else apart from the All Access Pass right now. So again, go to fraserbrooks.com/all-access-pass. The link will be down below somewhere for you to be able to get that. So I want to actually share with you something, and yeah, she shares some amazing stuff. But one of the things she talked about was Calendly, right? So she said like she messages people with the scripts that she mentioned, and then like here, so let's schedule a call so we can fit in each other's diary. And she sends what's called a Calendly link. Now Calendly, I'm going to share with you how to set it up or how it works, is basically a way where you can kind of go in there and say, well, I'm available Monday till Wednesday, 11 a.m. till 3 p.m. And it links with your Google Calendar or any other calendar that you decided to link with. So when people go in, if you've already got something at 12 p.m. on Monday, they can't book you at 12 p.m. But if they go 1 p.m. on Monday, it's going to go into your calendar and it's going to send you and them an email with the details of the call, but also you're going to know, because you're going to wake up and go, oh, I've got a call with LinkedIn Prospect 1, LinkedIn Prospect 2, LinkedIn Prospect 3, LinkedIn Prospect 4. Right? So let me show you how this works. Let me get my phone out of the way. Okay, so it's Calendly. Let's get my screen on. Okay, hopefully that's good. Okay, right, so it's calendly.com. CALENDLY.com. We're going to sign up if you need to sign up. It's free. It's free programs. I'm going to log in. Let's see if I can log in here. It's going to log in. It links obviously with my Office 365 and my Google Calendar. Oh, here we go. Watch this say forgot password or old password, and I'm going to be, oh, your browser is a bit unusual. I might not actually be able to show this to you guys. Let's go log in. Why is it making it so difficult for me to log in? Come on, log in. Work. I don't think it's going to actually allow me to show you this, guys. No? It's strange. Anyway, that was an epic fail. So anyway, I'll walk you through it. I'll walk you through the theory, right? So the theory of it is you go onto Calendly. In fact, go onto Google and just type in Calendly tutorial, and you're going to be able to get the walkthroughs. But what you'll do is you'll go onto Calendly, you'll set up a new appointment or like a new event, go new event, you go in there, you select where you want to link it to, so link it to a Google Calendar or whatever calendar you use. Top tip, if you're not using a calendar, use a calendar. If you struggle with time management, use a calendar. If you struggle with organization, use a calendar. If you struggle with procrastination, use a calendar. I promise you, stick with it, it will pay off. I never used to stick with it, but when I made a decision to stick with it, everything changed in my business because I got more structured and more organized. Okay? Right, so new event. You name the event. The event could be LinkedIn appointments. Then you select the days and the times that you're available. Then you're going to select the information that sends to the person. Now, Angela recommends 2 questions. Right? So 2 questions. You're going to mention like question 1, question 2. They complete it. You're going to get an email to say Bob Jones has scheduled an appointment at Tuesday, 2 p.m. UK time. Bob said that his big pain is that he needs to make more money. Bob said that his number 1 goal for the next 90 days is for him to make $500 a month. So you now have that information. So when you then have the call following Angela's scripts that she shares obviously in the behind the scenes interviews on All Access Pass, you then can ask him or her the answer to the questions based on what they answered in the form previously, right? So that's that. Okay, so let's move on to the next speaker, the next strategy. We've already covered TikTok, we've already covered LinkedIn. Now let's talk about an incredible lead generation process and formula for Facebook and Instagram from my real good friend over in the US, Marina Simone. Now, Marina has been building a massive multiple 6-figure income business in the network marketing space, and also has a huge coaching business as well, generically, which she shares a lot of these strategies. And she's done a lot of stuff with me, I've done a lot of stuff with her, and we basically help each other grow as well with different strategies. And I came on and said, hey, what's the thing that's hot right now that you're teaching? And she said, I've got a 3x3x3 method that I teach to generate leads and get away from like the cold, spammy messages. I obviously say Spamela Anderson. She uses Spammy Tammy, which I guess is like an American version. But she's going to share with you exactly how that works. Pay very, very close attention, because when implemented correctly, this can make a big difference in your business. All right, let's go play the interview with Marina, Simone, and I. All right, Marina, so how are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I am loving life. Hey, it's always a pleasure speaking to you. You're absolutely beasting it all over the world, especially with a lot of your different content and stuff, and in your network marketing business and the coaching business, and soon the speaking business and event business as well, which I'm super excited for you. So when I was putting together this kind of list of people to interview, you're one of the first people I wrote down, because a lot of people who I speak to use your 3-3-3 method, and I would love to talk to you about that. So what is the 3-3-3 method, and how did you kind of come up with it and create it?
Yeah. First off, thank you for having me, because, I stalk you and love you and everything that you do. First was this, when I first got started in network marketing back in 2012, we were old school to where we were literally handing out CDs, right? To like strangers at gas stations, watch my video. And, literally like talking to people when we were in the grocery line. And so I was like, oh, I love your shoes. Oh, thank you. Hey, are you open to an opportunity? So it just was like this awkward, like talk to strangers. And I'm like an introvert, so I don't like talking to strangers. Like I'm on the plane and I'm like this, Rob Sperry and I were talking, I'm like this, like put the hoodie on. Like, I don't want to talk to weird, people I don't know. And at the end of the day, like we have to do that in this business. And so the social media, I was like, how can I get to know someone that's a complete stranger quickly, so I don't get stuck in the friend zone, but where I also don't get blocked on social media because I'm copying and pasting cold messages to complete strangers. Yeah. And so I did the whole copy paste on Instagram and got blocked. And I did the copy and paste on Facebook and got blocked to people that didn't even know me. And, I didn't like that feeling very much. I don't like rejection at all, to be honest. So I was like, that's just not going to work. And so I was like, what do people actually want on social media? Mm-hmm. They want engagement.
Yeah, for sure.
They want to feel loved. They want to feel important. And so people are stressed about their views and their engagement. I'm like, you know what? I'm going to be the one that just goes and gives it to them and show them that I actually care. So what I accidentally figured out is if you can compliment people a lot in a 3-day period, then ask if they're open to taking a look. OMG, they're going to be so much more open because you just complimented them for 3 days straight.
Yeah.
And so it was kind of like a moment for me. I was like, oh, people want to be loved. Let's go give them that love.
And it's so true. Like, and I always say that content is king, but engagement is queen.
Yes.
And it's so funny because I often ask people the question, especially when they come to me and like, oh, I don't know about my social media posts and blah, blah, blah. And I say like, hey, if people weren't getting engagement, they wouldn't flip and post. Right. So I love that you're loving on people. So how are you finding these people to go and love on?
Yeah, there's like different kind of like buckets, right? So the most important bucket, and by the way, this 3-3-3 method, and I'll explain it quickly because it's really simple, but it's really to turn a cold market person into a warm market. And that doesn't necessarily mean they're going to buy right away. They're going to join your business right away, but it's going to take them from not knowing who you are to in 72 hours feeling like they're a rock star because you gave them all the love, right? Yeah. So when you look at the different buckets, I always look at the bucket of first of, let's just talk about Facebook. Who are my existing friends on Facebook that aren't in my business or haven't bought from me yet? Who are the people that are watching my stories? And on Facebook, if you're not posting your stories, you're losing out. I have more people. I have like over 1,000 people that watch my Facebook stories, but like, because I feel like I'm shadow banned on Facebook or whatever reason, like I don't have that many people liking my posts. So I'm like, oh, gonna pay attention there. That's where the people are, right?
Right.
So you can have the people that are already connected to you, and you can utilize this 333 method. So let's say Fraser was a friend of mine and he always likes and comments on my posts. Well, I'm going to be like, well, that's someone that's already a warm prospect. Let me go show him love for 3 days and then ask if he's open to taking a look. He's most likely not going to ghost me. He's most likely not going to ignore me because we already have a connection on social. I just never asked him if he was open because I didn't want to feel like a weirdo. So I'll go to Fraser's page and I'm going to heart 3 of your posts. I'm probably going to start with your profile picture and your cover photo.
Good.
And I don't, because most people aren't showing love on those 2 things unless you just posted it.
Yeah.
So I want to create eye contact with you. So I'm going to go to your profile photo, your cover photo, and your most recent post, and I'm going to heart it. The reason I'm not going to like it is because I don't like likes. I like hearts, giving love, right? Then I'm actually going to comment on the same 3 posts that I just hearted. I'm going to comment on them, but I'm going to give a genuine comment. Like, oh my gosh, Fraser, I love that yellow in your profile picture. It really stood out to me. And then I'm going to go comment on your cover photo. Leave a real, not love this. Oh, it's awesome. Genuine comment. By the way, if I have nothing genuine to say, I usually don't do this method on someone. I will probably unfriend them because they're just not my person. And that's okay. Right? I'm just trying to keep it 100, you know? But then, so that's 3. You're 3 hearting. You're commenting 3 times. And the last 3 is if you have Facebook stories, Instagram stories, wherever, I'm going to go reply to 3 of those. And so that's 3, 3, 3. So 9 times I've complimented you in 1 day. Now I'm going to do that for 2 more days. There's that other 3, like 3, 3, 3 for 3 days. So that's 27 times that I have connected with you. Now the algorithm one's going to be like, oh, Fraser needs to see Marina's posts. Fraser needs to see Marina's stuff. So if I go post a curiosity post, most likely Fraser's going to see it because the algorithm's like, oh, they're besties. Oh, they're oh, they like each other, right? So that happens, and it's going to bring you to my profile most likely. You're going to be like, oh, what has she been up to? Oh, let me go check her out. It's people do the 3, 3, 3 on me, and they still get me to go look at their profile. I'm like, oh, they just 3, 3, 3 me. Look at them. It works. It works.
You know, I love the fact that you do teach people to love the profile and the cover, because those are the 2 biggest posts that add to the algorithm weight. And a lot of people don't do it. They just kind of like, oh yeah, respose. But the profile photo is, it's so underutilized. One hack for the Instagram algorithm as well, for the people listening in. And I love this one because I'm a notification freak. I don't know about you, Marina, but if I have like 6 notifications before I go to bed, I'm like, I got to flip and remove me some notifications because I'm freaking out. I've got 6 notifications over here. And it's never 6. It's always like way more than 6. But one of the things I like to do is I like to send video messages on Instagram. Not just because I just find it different. No one's really doing video messages. They're doing text, they're doing voices, but they're not doing video. But the notification literally does not go away until you watch the video. So if I send you an audio message, you open the message and then you come off it, whether you've listened to the audio or not, you've removed the notification from the message. But the video, it's flipping stays on there until you watch the video.
I think photos do too, don't they? Because I'm in a group chat. And every time they send a photo, I go and I open it and I'm like,
so here's what
Clubhouse, we're in a group chat. I'm like, oh, it's not going away. You're so right.
So here's what I would do, just adding on, just because this 333 method is epic, is I would take a screenshot of a recent post that you loved. And I would send them after you've done your 333. I would just send it to them and say, hey, love this post, epic. Bang. They see that photo, it adds massive points to the algorithm weight as well, because they're saying like, oh, they're sending photos back and forth and they're viewing it, reading it. So I really, really, really love this strategy. So when you are, I'm picking your brain here as well, by the way.
Yeah, go ahead.
Like selfish purposes as well. So when you are doing the 333, you don't recommend reaching out to ask the question until you've done 3 days of love, comment, reply.
Some I'll do earlier, especially if it's already like people that you're already connected to. If you're already connected as a friend on Facebook or they're already a follower. So you've got that warm bucket, if they don't have enough posts for you to do this method for 3 days, then yes, you're going to rip that Band-Aid off quicker and you're going to ask if they're open. That's that bucket. So then the cold bucket, right? Where if you're prospecting through hashtags on Instagram and you're, and it's really hard on Facebook to do the 333 if you're not friends with someone, because people, don't have their profiles as public, but on Instagram, it's easy peasy. So if I'm prospecting someone through, let's just say a mom hashtag or whatever, I'm going to do the full 3 days with them before I rip that Band-Aid off. But I will tell you that, even if they say no, they follow you back.
Right.
And they pay attention to you. I mean, this is how I've organically built my following. Like I don't run ads to get likes and follows and all that stuff on Instagram. It's organically that I'm just growing my Instagram with the 333 method.
And I think you make such an amazing point there. I think it's so underutilized, the idea of giving love to get love. I mean, that's why we love a lot of relationships, right? They love us first, we love them back. So worst case, someone loves your post, they comment on your post, which then gives you more, more algorithm points and therefore for more reach, right? Which is it sounds like such common sense, but common sense isn't flipping common for sure. So when you do it, hey, I'm super curious about this because I love I love the action behind it, and you're not just waiting for them. You're doing the action marketing as well as the attraction marketing. So when you found this person, you're doing the 333, doing the 333, doing the 333. Like, what sort of numbers are you looking to do on like a weekly basis to get someone like respond positively? Yeah.
So if we look at the cold market piece of it, I always explain and tell my team, look, when you're first getting started, stick with the number 3 because you're going to add to your days, right? So if you've got 3 people that you're starting with today, tomorrow you're going to add 3 new people. You still have those other 3 people. And I track all this on Trello, by the way. I know that question is going to come. Trello board, easy. You can drag the card over to whatever day they're on. So I just say start with 3 because if you're adding new people you're talking to that you're not connected to yet, and you're talking to the people you already have by 333ing your already existing following, it's going to show the algorithm you care about these people and you care about these people, and you're not going to get blocked for moving too fast. Now, I actually do 10 new people. That's me. For my brand, I do 10 new people a day. You know what I mean? Because I'm like, that's 300 new connections.
It's a lot of people will be thinking, oh, that's a lot. But for the people who are working from home, instead of going on the streets and, complimenting 3 strangers, that's manageable.
Yes. And you can just literally 30 minutes, turn your phone on for 30 minutes. You're not going to be amazing at this right away, but turn your timer on for 30 minutes and 333 as many people as you can. And then 30 minutes in the afternoon, do it again. And 30 minutes at night, like literally that's how I'm prospecting. And because these people, by the way, you can use a 333 for follow-up. Before you send them a script, 333 them. Before you send them a, hey, did you see my last message? 333 them. Hey, before you, anything, you could just 333 and it's going to put you in front of their face and create that eye contact.
Yeah, I love it. So you would say that you do three sessions of 30 minutes and that allows you to do the 10 333, right?
Yes. So now, when you first get started, you might be like, oh my God, it's like 2 hours. You'll get it. You'll get it. Start with 3. Start with 3 people.
You know what? This has been so. And hey, for those of you who follow me for a while, I bang on about the power of 3, right? 1, 2, 3, ABC, ready, set, go. 3 hungry bears, 3 amigos, 3 musketeers, 3 sides to a triangle. Like it's so big, little, and large, or small, medium, and large, whatever. What's your favorite pizza topping, by the way? Random one.
Oh my gosh, you're gonna yell at me. I take the cheese off my pizza, and so do my kids.
Well, okay. Well,
and I'm Italian. We don't like cheese. don't get it. I don't understand.
I'm kind of regretting the fact that I asked that random question. Because
I think Rachel was, oh my gosh, it's so funny because somebody asked me the same thing like on social media, and I was like, I take the cheese off my pizza, and she was like, you should like literally like you should get deleted from Facebook for this comment.
Yeah, you should be the Italian, and you should be removed.
I don't like cheese. I don't know why.
It's funny. I'm cheese free, so if I was to have a pizza, I'd be throwing that cheese off. Anyway, there was a point. There was a point to that, but yeah. I've completely forgot what it is, but for those of you who like to know that Maria doesn't like cheese on a pizza,
I don't eat cheese on my pizza,
right? So hey, I massively appreciate it. We're going to jump into part 2, but thanks so much for your efforts here.
You're welcome.
All right, thank you so much, Marina. That was amazing. It's always good to have a chat with her, and it's great that we were able to capture that as well for you guys. So I hope that you're enjoying this so far. What's been your favorite strategy, your favorite tip, your favorite takeaway, bingo, lesson so far? Right? What's been it? We've gone through what, 6 different things now? 7 if you include the reintroduction post that I mentioned as well. So obviously Marina had so much to share, and again I was talking to her, press record, and we recorded another interview where we shared what sort of thing you would say in the comments. Like when you're actually commenting with people, what do you actually say? Is it like, I love this? Is it, you rock? Is it, this is flipping awesome? Is it 3 fire emojis? Is it dance emoji? Is it rocket emoji? Is it, what is it? What do you actually say? She shares, what do you say when people are asking you about your product, or when they say they're open? Let's say, oh yeah, I am open, I would love more information about your product, I would love more information about the business. What do you do after that? And then how do you improve your conversion rate? So instead of getting like 2 out of 10, how do you get 5 out of 10? Instead of getting 1 out of 100, how do you get 6 out of 100? How do you improve? And she shares all that in the all access pass with the behind the scenes interviews. Again, you can go to fraserbrooks.com/all-access-pass. Okay. Marina mentioned something which I want to touch on because she kind of just like mentioned it, where it comes to when we talk about tracking, right? And when we talk about tracking, there's different ways, and I just want to share with you the way that she uses, and many of the Inner Circle members use, but I've never really done a training on it, and it's called Trello, right? So Trello, very, very simple. I'm actually going to jump onto my screen right now. Let me get that sorted. Please bear with me with the good old technical situation. All right, so here we go. We're going to go to Trello.com. 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 Now you just create an account. It's free, and I've just done one here. Content. You press create new board. You give it a name, Content and Conversion Summit. You choose a color theme, blue, green, red, whatever, and then you press create board. And once you've created a board, it will take you to this page where you can simply press the plus sign, and you can add like a board basically. Now I've got some, here's what I created earlier here. This is what I did earlier, right? But here's what you could do. You could go, right, I've connected with Bob Jones, Mary Smith, Jimmy, right? Harry Kane, Harry Potter is a wizard, right? Hagrid, right? Let's just say this. Let's go Serena Williams. Don't know why I went with Serena Williams. Okay, so here we go. Now let's say that you've got some notes on Bob, so you can click on Bob and you can edit labels. You can do any of these different, edit anything. You can just add in anything in here. You could even add it in just here. Oh, there we go. Clicked on that. Add a description. Bob loves Liverpool Football Club. Harry Potter. I don't know where the Harry Potter things come from. Travel. Right. Save. Okay. So now I've got some notes. You can see here. Now let's say I've connected with Bob and I ask Bob the question. So now I can move Bob from connected to ask the question very quickly, very easily. I can click on that. I can go activity. I could maybe write saying open to more on the product. And if I'm smart, I'm going to put the date. So let's go 01/08/2021, right? Save. Okay, there we go. So now I've got some activities. So I've got notes. So I've got Bob Jones loves Liverpool Football Club, Harry Potter, travel. He's open to product on this date, whatever. Now let's say I do the same with Jimmy. I do the same with Harry Potter as a wizard, and then Bob has reviewed the information, and then Bob I need to follow up with Bob, right? So maybe I'm going to put in here activity reviewed the 7-minute video on 2/8/2021, right? Ignored follow-up 1. And you're going to be learning different follow-up strategies coming in the coming days. Okay? So now I need to follow up. So when I have someone to follow, when I need to make a sale, when I need to get some business moving, I can go into the follow-up section and I can go, right, I've got Bob Jones, I've got, let's say, Harry Kane, I've got Serena Williams. I mean, if these are the people you're following up with, then you're a beast. But we got Bob Jones, Harry Kane, Serena Williams. Now, let's say Bob says yes, I can move him in. Yes, got Bob. But I could also say no. Or I could say not for now. And I could create different lists. I could then create another Trello board for team. So when I've got team, level 0, right? So let's say I've got level 0. I could go level 1, level 2, level 3, level 4, level 5, obviously rank 1, rank 2, rank 3, and 4. And you can see on a very, very simple process. Well, this is like an updated version of sticky notes. Instead of having sticky notes on your wall, you use Trello. All right. So I hope that little tip works for you, and you can actually go and implement that. It's Trello.com. Now, if you've never come across this and you struggle with tracking, this has been worth your time already, and it's been free. Imagine what you get when you get the all access pass as well. All right, guys. So here's what we're gonna do. Let me come back to the main screen here. All right. This is what we're gonna do. Tomorrow, Day 3, you're going to learn about an Instagram story strategy that's helped someone recruit over 700 people personally and had a biggest month of nearly $150,000 in 1 month in less than 2 years. Crazy. You're going to hear how to use Instagram themed page to grow a faceless brand if you want to, which is mad. And then a follow-up strategy, a very, very simple yet powerful 3-step follow-up strategy, which is just crushing it, and then a Facebook group strategy that I'm going to be sharing with you. All right. So here's a dare for you for day 2. That's four speakers. Yeah, exactly. Jimmy loves the number 4. I love the number 3. So here we go. Dare. You can either do a TikTok video, your first or next TikTok video. You can set up a LinkedIn account or send one of the messages that Angela mentioned on LinkedIn to someone, or you can leverage the 3x3x3 333 method that Marina mentioned, or you could set up Trello and get that started. Okay, that's one of your dares. Please do me a massive favor. Let me know in the Facebook group if you're able to. What your big takeaway was, big bingo moment was, what your biggest lesson learned was. And don't forget to tune into Day 3. If you haven't already shared this with your network marketing friends and family, send them to fraserbrooks.com/summit. And do not miss out on the all action pass or the all access pass. I've mentioned it a few times. I'm going to keep mentioning it, right? You're going to get the lifetime access, the access to the recordings for life of this entire summit, so you can review whenever you want. You're going to be able to access the behind the scenes interviews, which I'm telling you, if you think this free content is good, that is just gold. And then the third one is you're going to get access to my newest social media bootcamp, which is super, super great. It's recorded right in this studio. You're going to get so many tips, tricks, and strategies, as well as scripts on how to set up your profiles on social media, Instagram and Facebook, what to do to actually generate leads on Instagram and Facebook, what to do to actually say to people to connect and convert, and then also how to build a content funnel so you can actually implement all the strategies you're learning here and more, and know exactly what to post and when. All right? Super excited to see you on Day 3. Thanks for being here in Day 2. Let's go.